nationwide tour during 2026. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
New York City's mayor-elect posted a video advising immigrant New Yorkers how to not comply with federal immigration agents.
Sohram Mamdani releasing the video to social media.
These are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge.
He also warned immigrants not to impede an ICE investigation, resist arrest, or run. In New York, Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Ukraine's President Zelensky is meeting today in London with British, French, German, and European Union and NATO leaders. President Trump says Zelensky hasn't even read a U.S. proposal for peace with Russia. America's listening to Fox News.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO last year is due back in a New York City courtroom today.
The judge in the case against Luigi Mangione is weighing whether to allow key evidence to be seen by jurors in his murder trial. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on December 4th, 2024, outside a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. The hearings only deal with the state criminal case against Mangione. He also faces federal charges that could bring the death penalty. Over the weekend, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office released new photos of evidence, including a pocket knife with zip ties and a handwritten to-do list that was allegedly in Mangione's pocket when he was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
An attempted coup in West Africa appears to have failed.
The president of Benin has condemned a coup that he says has been thwarted by his country's army. Yesterday, a group of soldiers appeared on Benin's state TV station to announce the government had been dissolved. But later, Benin's interior minister announced on Facebook that the coup had been foiled. Appearing on television, President Patrice Talon said what he called fleeing mutineers were still holding hostages and indicated that some people may have died in the incident but didn't provide numbers. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A Cinnabon worker in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin, gets herself fired.
The woman fired after making a string of racist comments to a black Somali couple. Throwing the N-word into the mix as the couple filmed her, warning her that she was going to lose her job. The Cinnabon worker admitting on camera she's a racist while making obscene gestures. It's not clear what started the diatribe. Cinnabon saying the ex-employee's actions do not reflect the values of Cinnabon.
Fox's Ted Linder. A water leak at the Louvre Museum in Paris damages up to 400 documents in a library room of its Egyptian Antiquities Department. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Monday, happy Monday. It is now December 8th, 2025, and you're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Frank Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. And if you went in early last night and it was nice and warm, well, it's nice and chilly this morning. And it's going to be chilly again tonight. So we'll review that change in weather. How long does that stick around? Jason Caterina from AccuWeather should join us in about 3 minutes, so please stand by. Meantime, in news, President Trump blasting Western Valley Congressman Henry Cuellar, who has no plans to leave the Democrat Party.
Cuellar had faced charges of bribery and acting as a foreign agent. His wife Imelda had also reportedly been connected to money laundering schemes. Trump reportedly issued the pardon for the couple at the request of their daughters, suggesting the Democrat Cuellar had been targeted for voting with Republicans on issues like border security. Yet Cuellar's announcement that he will defend his congressional seat as a Democrat has drawn Trump's outrage. He now says he regrets issuing Cuellar's pardon, calling it, quote, a lack of loyalty and, quote, something that Texas voters and Henry's daughters will not like. Trump further added, quote, oh, well, next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
That's reporter Christian Yates. Henry Cuellar had mentioned to KURV last week that this week he's expected to attend a White House Christmas party and thank the president personally. Man, I like to be a fly on that wall. It's 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. Texas Republicans, meantime, celebrating the U.S. High Court decision to uphold the newly drawn congressional maps designed to give Republicans 5 more seats if Republicans show up and vote.
Governor Abbott posted the message, "We won. Texas is officially and legally more red." Attorney General Ken Paxton saying he protected the big, beautiful map. Democrats aren't taking the news well. State House Democratic Caucus Chair Gene Wu.
You just have to be a good American to care about this and to realize that our democracy and our nation is being stolen from us.
Enough with the politicians. What do the people think?
I don't think it favors really anybody. I think it favors the voters.
It's no surprise given the makeup of the court, given the state they ruled for, and given what Texas politics are like today.
I think the Supreme Court shouldn't have any say, and I feel like they're under the thumb of the president.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. Check the kids' toys. If you have some of those magnetic sets sold by Crayola, they're being recalled. The popular Crayola branded magnetic building kits. You're looking for something called Bold Colors glitter magnetic building cube sets. The magnets are coming out, and kids might swallow that. That would be very, very bad. And the last pennies minted by the U.S. government are expected to bring in big bucks at auction this week.
The coins will be sold by Stax Bowers Galleries on Thursday with 232 3-penny sets. One for each year pennies have been in circulation. Each set will include 2 regular pennies from the mints in Philadelphia and Denver and 1 24-karat gold penny. Each set is expected to bring in between $45,000 and $50,000. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
It's 7:09. It is Accu with the time. I want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang over at Martin Farm and Ranch. Find what you need, maybe even gift at Martin Farm and Ranch. You never know unless you go there and look. Martin Farm and Ranch supplies the best selection of Purina feeds. If you stop by, say hi to Dougie from AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. I don't know if I asked you before, Jace. Like coin collection or stamp collection or baseball card collection. You into anything? You keeping something, like passing it on to the kids?
I actually do have quite a few like kind of old coins and stuff. I'm not like an active collector or anything like that, but over the years I've I don't even really know where a lot of them came from, but I've got, some of the old Buffalo nickels and things like that. Nice. Some silver quarters and couple of weird bills and things like that. So I do have some of that stuff laying around, but I'm not like an avid collector of that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if I had the money, I'd put in my 40, 50K to try to get one of those sets. One is right.
Bananas. I mean, they stopped making pennies because they're cost more to make than they're actually worth. So that's wild that.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Penny's going to go for like 45, 50,000.
They should increase the sets, sell more of the gold ones. Maybe we can pay down the national debt if you sell enough of those pennies at auction. My goodness. Hey, thanks for the cooler temperatures this morning. It's nice. So tomorrow morning about the same, right? Like in the 40s, 50s?
Yeah,
tomorrow.
40s. I'm looking at Dallas. Sorry, I got all that stuff set up for you. Yeah. For us tomorrow, again, low 40s to 50 degrees. Nice. So very comfortable.
Very nice. Can you keep it for a few days? Or you warming up? Or
by tomorrow night, we're into the mid 50s and then 60 Wednesday night, 65 Thursday night. So it does warm back up through the overnights here.
Any moisture?
Coinciding with the warmth of the day as well. It's going to be a little warmer as we head through the week, too. So.
I was doing the round robin checking, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio News Radio this morning. The gang in Houston, they said, oh, yeah, we're going to cool down like Friday or Saturday, something like that. Is that a strong cold front, or what's the plan for Texas?
There's a front that's coming through. It's going to impact them a lot more than it is us. I mean, it'll take the bite out of our temperature as we head toward the weekend, but yeah, Houston, mid 70s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, upper 60s. Let's see, Dallas, mid 60s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 49. So, to the north a bit stronger. Let's see, San Antonio, mid 70s.
I gotta let me go. Yeah.
And then cooler Saturdays, but not so much for us. Like we'll be in the mid and upper 80s, and then it's going to drop down upper 70s on Saturday.
I got to cut you loose. You got to go talk to another radio station right now. But we're now in a final approach, like final 2 week approach for Christmas. Ain't that crazy? So
unreal.
Right, we'll take a look at the long range forecast next week. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina on 710 KURV. Time is 7:12. On the Valley's Morning News. Hey, stick around. We'll be talking about USMCA. Got a lot of groups. And I want to say thank you to my friend Jorge Torres from Interlink, who I'll be speaking with in just a little bit. Like a long letter, 15, 16-page letter, a bunch of groups, trade groups and associations, telling the White House, Mr. President, could you please not cancel NAFTA? Could you please not cancel USMCA? Is that even a possibility? We'll review that. In a world without NAFTA, USMCA, we'll visit that nightmare in about 3-4 minutes. So stick around for that fascinating conversation. Time is 7:13 on the Valley's Morning News. With the shortage of truck drivers, boy, that is a chronic problem. Shortage of truck drivers in our country. Some companies are starting to look at driverless truck options. Of course, an 18-wheeler barreling down the freeway. That's a scary thought to you. It is for me. I don't want to be next to that vehicle. There's a company in Houston specializing in driverless trucks, hopes to tamp down the panic of driverless trucks next to you on the freeway.
You'll probably find that most of the autonomous driving companies are actually losing money when operating this thing. So that's why we are saying that we wanted to minimize the operating cost. And by the way, our operating cost is under $2, where compared to human, that's 2.26. However, even with this unit economic edge, that we don't really foresee that we can really mass produce the trucks, like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of trucks next year. In our best estimate, by 2030, we're going to be 20% of mitigating the driver shortage gap. That's the best that we can do. So I don't really feel that in the near future, any of these big rigs can just say replace human.
That is the voice of Mr. Shouty Hugh. He is with Bot Auto. He's based in Houston. Time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. One of the huge tasks of 2026 for folks on the border, not only here, this border, but also with the Canadian border, is free trade. USMCA. It's going to be under review next year. Is there even a remote possibility that it might go away under this Trump administration? We'll visit that possibility next on 710 KURV.
Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select Steel tools. Shop online or in-store.
Power, performance, and savings. The Coyote year-end clearance event is on now at Rivetta's Machinery in Donna. For more than 50 years and 3 generations, the Rivetta families proudly served the Rio Grande Valley, and today they continue that tradition with Coyote, the name trusted for power, reliability, and value. Right now, they're clearing out Coyote tractors, zero-turns, utility vehicles, and compact construction equipment, all at incredible year-end savings. From the small but mighty 21 horsepower models all the way up to the brand new 140 horsepower Coyote HX 1402, they have the right machine for every job and every budget. And with financing as low as 0% interest and 0 down payment with approved credit, there's never been a better time to join the Rivetta's family. Go see why generations of hardworking Texans choose Rivetta's for tractors, equipment, and service that go the distance. Visit them on Expressway 83 in Donna between Hutto and Valverde Roads. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
It's Westwood One's coverage of the NFL. Later tonight, tune in as the Philadelphia Eagles visit the Los Angeles Chargers. Kickoff at 7:15 on News Talk 710 KURV, powered by McAllen Bolt.
News Talk 710 KURV is also your radio station in the Valley for Texas A&M fighting Aggie football. So we got a date for you now. The Aggies are in the playoffs. Next Aggie game on KURV will be Saturday, December 20th. The kickoff is at 11, so the broadcast on the Aggie Radio Network, which we're part of, likely at 10 a.m. Saturday, December 20th. I want to say thank you to our many supporters this season, and they're still with us, supporting us. Some of them are still with us, supporting us for the playoff game, including Amigo Power Equipment. Good morning to JP and Jeff. He's an Aggie. He's in the studio. Yeah, we're going to be on that game. Are you going to that game? Or
no, my brother is going. I'm not going.
Yeah. Did he invite you?
No, he's taking his grandkids and his son. So
there you go. Very nice. What an experience.
Yeah.
Are they older grandkids?
Yeah, they're 15.
Oh, good. Well, they will remember that.
Oh, yeah. They're ready.
Jorge Torres with Interlink Customs Broker. And I was asking him a little bit now that we've been doing a lot of these end of year, like year-end review conversations. 2025, with all the craziness, especially in your business, trying to calculate this and reformulate that. And the president says, I'm going to tariff this, put another tariff on Mexico, this, that, and the other. How was 2025 for you? Was it a better year on the business side for you, customs brokerage?
Yes, to a certain extent, it was better than 2024 revenue and growth.
Okay.
So we were lucky to have grown compared to 2024, even with all the madness.
Where did the growth come from, Jorge? Which industry or
it
which
was
trade?
on the warehousing side, bonded warehouse services, and also because of all the changes and corrections needed to be made for the tariffs. We did get some revenue streams from post-summary corrections, entry corrections, refund processes, things of that nature. Most customers stay pretty much stable in their processings, but those two other revenue streams increased compared to 2024.
One of the last conversations I had for you, we're just spitballing here. We have no power. We just sit. We're like baseball fans, and we're in the bleachers, just enjoying the game, or not. Of course, tariffs not enjoyable for some folks in business, and the possibility there, the high court. I don't know. The high court might slap the president, and say, "No, you were not supposed to use emergency powers for." Imposing these taxes and tariffs on industry. We'll see. We'll wait and see. We're maybe early next year. We'll see what the high court says on these tariffs. The possibility that there might be refunds is still there. Last conversation we had, you were explaining to me that some of these folks, some of the businesses that you deal with, were hoping and praying that there would be a refund. In fact, they needed that revenue. Were willing to even finance it or negotiate, like sell their rights for a refund to somebody else. What do you hear right now from the front lines? Folks that you're helping to bring in materials?
Well, again, still everyone is hoping that IEEPA tariffs will be struck down, and then next to that, a refund process will be put in place. There's a possibility that we will hear some sort of decision even this year. I mean, the president is pushing for that. He wants to make sure that that's pretty much settled.
Yeah.
So the next thing will be what will be the refund process, which is still in doubt if there's going to be a refund, if it's going to be retroactive 100% or just partial. Is it going to be refunded only to companies that sued the government, like last week Costco sued the government for the refunds? So it's still a lot of stuff in the air, but we're just waiting to see what happens.
Jorge Torres from Interlink. He's an expert customs brokerage, and that's what he does for a living, and dealing with so many different folks that are bringing materials and goods into the country. What is Plan B then, Jorge? We were reading and you were sharing some of the articles. What is Plan B if the high court says no, you can't hear? It seems like they're not sweating too much at the White House. They're willing to try some other way of taxing.
Yes, obviously, the Secretary of the Treasury, he has mentioned in several interviews, and even the president, that if they're struck down with IEEPA, there are other ways that the government can go back and assess tariffs, which is Section 232, 301, 201. There are different sections that they can apply. Actually, right now, any new tariffs that the government wants to put in place, they're going through the Section 232 process. So it's not the end of the road for getting rid of tariffs. It's okay. Well, IEPA is not working. It's not going to work. So now we're going to do other ways.
It hasn't been applied. That's been very quiet, right? For
Yes.
several weeks now.
Yes.
It's like President, the White House, trade guys, they've backed off on that. They're looking for other ways to apply it.
Yes, right now, as far as new tariffs are concerned, we haven't seen that much activity compared to prior months.
Yeah.
The last one was the heavy trucks on the 232, by the way. Now we're seeing more of the negotiations, trade negotiations with South Korea, 15% cap, India. So that right now we're seeing more of those trade negotiations to lower tariffs. So in a way, that's good.
You shared with me, I think it was 16-page letter sent, I think by somebody in Congress. I'm guessing that might be looking at trade, one of the committees. They had the initial letter, like half of the page was a letter to the White House saying USMCA is important. Yeah, it's important. Canada, U.S., Mexico, it's important. So many millions of jobs are dependent on this XYZ. And that was like half a page.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the 16 pages. Well, by the way, these are the following organizations that would like to keep it, sir. Please don't destroy it. And it was like all these trade chambers of commerce and trade organizations, like all 16 pages. Is there genuine concern that, I don't know, USMCA and NAFTA might go away under the Trump administration?
Yes, as you saw in the letter, it was over 300 different groups, including economic development, chamber of commerce, different industry groups, private sector groups. Yes, the consensus is that overall is that if USMCA goes away, it's going to have a negative impact financially, supply chain. So everyone's pushing for the continuity of USMCA. As we know, the president is using USMCA as a negotiating tactic with Mexico and Canada. So they have mentioned, okay, well, fine, we'll get out of it. And by the U.S. getting out of the USMCA, that leaves a totally different scenario for both Mexico and Canada. And then they're mentioning, well, we're going to get out of USMCA, and then we're going to negotiate bilateral agreements with Mexico and with Canada. So that will create some disruptions, maybe initially increase in tariffs because they're going to have to go back and charge a general duty rate. And then with the current situation with IEPA for fentanyl for non-USMCA goods and auto parts, Section 232 for non-USMCA goods, that's going to create some increases in tariffs. So yeah, there's a lot of concern, but the consensus is that it should continue. So
Jorge Torres with Interlink, expert customs broker. USMCA will be under review this summer. Do you think we're going to make it to that finish line? I mean, they've been talking about this like all year, and I know they're probably having negotiations, but does it make it all the way to summer, the review of USMCA?
Yes, by the agreement, there's going to be a review on July 1st. So there's no question about that. Now, there are hearings. There was a hearing last week, as a matter of fact, from December 3rd to the 5th in Washington. Right. Different industry groups, agricultural, metals, labor, where they're putting their arguments and they're bringing experts, and they're kind of, they're doing that to, quote unquote, figure out ways to be ready by July 1st with arguments and some idea of what they want to do for the revision part of it. And Mexico is doing the same thing and Canada is doing the same thing. But the U.S. did their thing last week, the first one, the first hearing. So
from the folks that participated in this and behind the scenes, from agriculture to auto manufacturing and importers of raw materials, all that, what needs to change in USMCA in order to keep USMCA? Any comments from folks that you deal with, folks that are in trade? Like, what would make Donald Trump happy in order to keep USMCA?
Well, obviously, he's looking at more. I mean, it was his agreement. USMCA replaced NAFTA, and USMCA was signed when Trump was in office. So now he's coming back and saying that it was a bad deal. So that creates some confusion. Say, well, you signed for it. You push for it. Now you're saying that it's not fair. So again, it's more from a political standpoint that he's using that. But I mean, there are a lot of things that the U.S. is pushing, mainly in Mexico. They're pushing for uh, legal certainty. Obviously, there's a lot of changes going on from the Supreme Court in Mexico. Some of the legal certainty for companies for foreign direct investment.
Can I press the pause button
Sure.
there? Review that
Sure.
for folks that are working for a living on this side. They don't realize the consternation that some of the multinationals are undergoing south of the border. Morena is really pushing on the high court. It's almost like they're shooting themselves in the foot in Mexico by being way too onerous and demanding and taxing and demanding even more taxation of industry. That makes no sense. Like, you want to scare industry away. Anyway, just a quick review of what's happening south of the border, because the consternation is not only as far as the White House, but also from Mexico City. And I guess they want to shave a few more gold shavings off that golden goose south of the border.
Yeah, last April, as a matter of fact, the trade representative put together a report, which are non-tariff barriers report given to the president that includes Mexico. And there are 50-some non-tariff barriers that Mexico has that the U.S. would like for them to fix, which that's going to be a big part of the USMCA revision. And that's what I was saying right now. They want to more, for example, some of the labeling requirements that Mexico has, the norms. They want the U.S. wants them to allow some labeling done in the U.S. for consumer products to be accepted in Mexico. The legal issues, the investment, the taxation, labor issues. There are a bunch, even environmental issues. They're looking into that. So we're going to see the U.S. pressuring Mexico to cave in on some of those in order for the USMCA to continue. Besides the drug trafficking and all that stuff, so that we know. So
the so-called the label that we place in conversations in media, free trade. Free trade really doesn't exist between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. There is an agreement on what the taxation and the manufacturing levels will be here and there and at the other country. The president, obviously, President Trump wants to bring more manufacturing to the U.S., but that is an endeavor that would be years in the making if and when any industry, although it seems that just on the surface and looking at most of the, from the cables and business and the write-ups and the journals, it seems that the general trend has been for industry to uproot, get closer to the U.S., either near shore with Mexico, or just come on and bring it over here. Do you see that trend continuing in 2026? Because even when they move this way, and I'll look at the, what was it, $22 trillion in foreign investment that have been made into this country, it seems that trend would continue. Whatever the high court says, that trend will continue, because Donald Trump's going to be calling the shots for the next 4 years. So it probably is better for business to get to the U.S. or as close to the U.S. as possible. Of course, the whole NAFTA USMCA thing is still playing. That trend should continue in 26 onward.
yes, definitely. I mean, there's no doubt. We all want more industry, more jobs in the U.S. So there's no doubt that we all want that to happen. However, it cannot happen from the flip of the switch. I mean, it takes 3 to 5 years to make a decision to relocate or locate a new facility in the U.S., and then another close to 15 to 20 years to realign the supply chain for raw materials. So those are things that are not going to happen overnight. So it takes time. So from a raw material standpoint, I think even if they set up factories in the U.S., from a supply chain standpoint, we need to realize that the U.S. is going to need Mexico and Canada to continue supplying materials. For example, the OEMs for the auto parts, for the automotive industry, for the car assembly. I mean, we're hearing a lot of investments from Stellantis, Honda, and GM, setting up additional capacity for vehicles. But the components, the parts, they're still going to be needed to be sourced outside the U.S. There's not enough capacity for parts. There are initiatives from GM and other automakers to stop sourcing from China. So that's good. So that now who do we look at? Well, Mexico and Canada.
Thousands upon thousands of suppliers and companies, like everything. Just imagine every single component, every lug nut that goes into a vehicle. I'm sure we could land some of that. For the longest time, we've been hoping to get some motor manufacturing or components manufacturing or maybe an auto manufacturing in Texas or in the area. Jorge Torres, I appreciate your time. I was moving in that direction because just give me 1 minute, Freddie.
Sure.
This is where I wanted to go. You, as one of the ambassadors for Rioplex, the private sector recruitment effort, right now they're in talks on what to focus on in 2026 because the opportunities of the industry coming back are so good. But then we have high tech industry as well, and the medical side and aerospace at the port. In your heart, in 30 seconds, what would you want to see us recruit in 2026? That low hanging fruit that we could land in South Texas.
Well, there are some companies already making decisions to set up components, auto components, and other electrical components in the region. That's a fact, and I think the economic development, the mechanical economic development, all the developments can elaborate on that eventually at some point because they have NDAs. But I think next year we're going to see major announcements of foreign companies setting up operations here. So what do we need? Obviously, we're getting the parts and some technical companies, automotive companies. So we're going to see more manufacturing, not only distribution and warehousing here, but more manufacturing operations.
The horizon looks very promising for South Texas and for Texas. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. T. Jorge Torres with Interlink. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Your station for Houston Texan football. They did good yesterday. Took down the Chiefs. Sports next on 710 KURV. Make one call or send a text message to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. I think you, as a business manager or a property owner, man, I think you will appreciate the fact that they provide an amazing value, expert eyes on your roofing systems, all of them, see if everything is okay. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, it's in the name. That's what you need for your commercial sites. 125 plus years of experience. These folks, they know the materials that are best. They know the type of workmanship that is best in developing, erecting a roofing system at your property. If you have various properties, get them all checked for free. Isn't that crazy? Folks at Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, they just want to meet you, shake hands with you, and tell you the type of system that you have, the materials that went in there based on the year that it was developed, and see if everything's okay. At some point, there will be some weak spots, and oh man, I hope not. But water could come in, maybe come down at you from the ceiling tiles. You don't want that. So let's be proactive. Let Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing check all those commercial roofs of yours. Cutting edge roof installation, advanced waterproofing solutions. Call or text right now 956-655-6178. AccuWeather says should be very nice today. Upper 60s, low 70s. Nice and chilly tonight. Most all of us should be in the 40s tonight. So the temperature range 41 to 50. I'm guessing that's 50 at the beach. So mid-valley, mid and low 40s for tonight. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Oh, by the way, right now temperature's low 50s. It's 51 to 52 degrees across the valley. Border Bridge wait times as you're driving back to the McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh area. 45 minutes to an hour at all three bridges. And if you're driving back to Brownsville, 15 minutes at Veterans. That's the one with barely any traffic, but from Los Indios, Gateway, and B&M, 45 minutes to 1 hour at those three. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Look at the time, Freddie. How you doing? You want to do this? Okay, I can. Okay. So Freddie says, give a family 4-pack to the McAllen holiday, the McAllen, there at the convention center in McAllen. There's a South Pole of Texas illuminated experience. Lots of picture-taking opportunities, lots of fun, carnival experiences with the kids as well. So what you need to do is tell Freddie at the KURV WhatsApp line, Freddie, I want a family 4-pack. It is a 4-pack, right, Freddie? Okay, here's the number. You got to call right now, send a message on the KURV WhatsApp, and you get a family 4-pack to the illuminated Christmas experience at the McAllen Convention Center. 956-862-2482. 862-2482. Tell Freddie you want a family 4-pack. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Business News up next. The Ryan and Brian real estate team, top real estate team in this entire region. And they know this entire region, all the homes that are for sale. In fact, you have an advantage if you call the Ryan and Brian real estate team because they know the homes that are about to be listed. They're maybe a few days away from being listed. Advantage you if you're purchasing a home. Let me give you an example of how efficient they are and how successful they are in finding folks homes, even when they're not here. Like in the Valley. If you know someone moving to the area, like a tocayo of mine, Sergio and Jamie, this couple, they were in Ohio. They needed to move to the Valley to be closer with family. So the Ryan and Brian team, they got it done. The Ryan and Brian team was able to negotiate a deal that found the perfect home in the area. They were able to see remotely, via video, take a tour of all these different homes. They found that they settled on the perfect home, all these showings done remotely. They settled on the perfect home, and the Ryan and Brian team was able to negotiate them a deal with thousands in concessions. That could be you or a family member. So start that conversation if you're looking for the perfect home with the Ryan and Brian real estate team. 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen, Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. IBM has announced it is acquiring data streaming platform Confluent in a deal worth $11 billion. Shares of Confluent soared 26% upon the news. IBM stock sank about 1%. Despite the labor market slowdown, demand is growing for seasonal workers as the holiday approaches. A Monster report says that starting in October, companies begin to ramp up hiring for seasonal gigs to allow time to train new employees. Some of the top seasonal jobs hiring right now include delivery driver, warehouse worker, beauty consultant, and more. The latest CPI data shows that beef and veal category is up 14.7%, while overall food is up just 3.1%. The start of 2025 saw the lowest cattle numbers in the U.S. since 1951. Tariffs and cattle disease have further exacerbated consumer price increases. Futures are slightly higher. Friday, the Dow Industrials gained 104, the NASDAQ up 72. That's your money now.
Heads up, Mom and Dad, there's a major recall involving a popular Crayola branded magnetic building kit, a little toy called the Bold Colors Glitter Magnetic Building Cube Sets. Recalled because the magnets are coming out and you don't want the kids swallowing those things. AccuWeather says highs today should be upper 60s, lows tonight in the 40s. Pretty much everyone in South Texas. Right now, temperatures low 50s, 50 to 52 degrees across the valley. Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mí. Download the free app and listen on your smartphone.
Palm Valley Animal Society presents the 52nd Annual Puppy Love Gala, an evening in Venice. Join us as we honor Keely and Byron J. Lewis and celebrate compassion, community, and life-saving work for pets across the Rio Grande Valley. Enjoy dinner, auctions, live entertainment, and the magic of the Venetian Carnival, all for a cause that saves lives. Learn more at pvastx.org/puppylove or email puppylovegala@pvastx.org.
And a Merry Christmas from the McCaleb clan in Weslaco. Mark and Carla McCaleb, all their beautiful family. Pillars in our community is the McCaleb family. 60 plus years loving on South Texas. Family that, at the time of separation and loss, McCaleb Funeral Home has been there for thousands through the years. And at this moment, they offer you an opportunity to make it a bit easier, protect your immediate family. When the Lord finally does call someone home, it's best that as much of the stress that you could mitigate be done now, and you can pre-plan, prepay. I'm a fan of pre-plan and prepay. My parents did this for me, and I think it's best if you just put it on your to-do list, kind of like life insurance or figuring out the financial situation and savings accounts, all those things. For your immediate family, the part of your legacy. I think pre-planning, prepaying is a good idea. The McCaleb family, someone from the McCaleb family will come to you wherever you are, Brownsville, Harlingen, and McAllen. Have a sit down. Okay, let's look at this long list of things that need to be decided. Would be better to decide now and set up the prepayment. It's real easy. And then put it on the shelf, wait on the Lord. Carla McCaleb, this is a personal number, call or text her, 956-650-2841.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters, and we'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
News and information to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Happy Monday, Merry Christmas as well. This is News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News radio for South Texas. It is December 8th, 2025. Show producer Fred Cruz, and we have AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. I'm Sergio Sanchez, you and family driving around town, taking care of business this Monday morning. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Americans are feeling a pinch from sticky inflation. Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy telling Fox
President Biden was an inflation machine.
answers. He'll get answers tomorrow from President Trump.
He is expected to speak at a casino in eastern Pennsylvania, a rural area in the Poconos. He is going to first talk about how he acknowledges how people are feeling out there, and then talk about how his economic policies are working, will work, and they will feel that very, very soon.
White House correspondent Aisha Hosni, and President Trump will unveil a $12 billion aid package for American farmers affected by his trade policies. White House officials saying this morning the announcement expected at 2 p.m. Eastern. The search for peace, Ukraine's leader Vladimir Zelensky will make an added stop at NATO headquarters today. He's in London this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
A reminder from fire department officials reminding everyone with a real tree, those real trees need to stay away from a heat source, and you need to water Christmas trees every day. Investigators say that a real Christmas tree was what caught fire in a house in Donna this past weekend. Fire crews were able to show up in time to save the house, and damage was limited to the living room. No injuries reported, but again, you got a real Christmas tree, you got to water that thing on a daily basis. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us at Radio Para Mí. Download the free app. Listen on your smartphone.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Make the call to Culligan today. Get your own water purification system at your house. I know you will not regret it. I love that Culligan water purification system. I know that you will appreciate the amazing value at only $35 a month. That is it. And you get back, of course, the money that you otherwise would be spending on all those packs of water, 40 packs of water, 5-gallon jugs, whatever it is. You don't have to buy that. I mean, you can just for convenience sake. So you want to take a little bottle with you every now and then in the vehicle. But for that to be the main source of the water that you consume and cook with, no, you don't have to do that. $35 a month. You got your very own water purification system, state-of-the-art system from folks who know water purification. Folks at Culligan, they're the ones that do work every day at industry, at labs, at hospitals, restaurants all over town. That same water purification technology at your house. Imagine that, cleaning up all the water coming in from the city. No more purchasing plastic filled with water. No more having to burn gas to go buy water. So you call Culligan, get your own system. It's 956-399-1780.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimarycare.com.
JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment. Proud Aggies. At Amigo Power, they're proud Aggies. They continue supporting us as we got the Aggie game, the Aggie playoff game coming up on the 20th of this month. At Amigo Power, JP and Jeff representing Kubota. All that awesome, versatile, dependable Kubota equipment helping you to get the job done. Kubota Z-Series mowers at Amigo Power Equipment. Kubota, the Sidekick utility vehicles at Amigo Power. The number one selling compact tractor in the nation is Kubota, and you will find it there with JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment, the Kubota L Series. And right now, you can stop by Amigo Power, visit with JP and Jeff, get some fresh coffee, and walk the campus, take a look at the Kubota equipment. You can drive away with some Kubota equipment, 0% financing available if you qualify. Or you can choose to save up to $4,500 on select equipment now through the end of the year. What I mentioned, you can see at KubotaUSA.com or just stop by and visit with JP and Jeff today at Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
Stay tuned and get your brain stimulated. 710 KURV.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Mostly sunny, less humid today. Highs in the upper 60s to low 70s with a north wind at 7 to 14 miles an hour. Clear and quite cool tonight with lows in the 40s to near 50 degrees. An east-northeast wind at 3 to 6 miles an hour. Nice with plenty of sunshine on Tuesday, highs in the mid-70s. Mostly sunny, warmer Wednesday, highs in the low to mid-80s. Quite warm Thursday with plenty of sun, highs in the mid and upper 80s. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Temperatures 50 to 52 across the valley. News on 710 KURV. A service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. The Netflix plan to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery might be a problem. Those last words, might be a problem. The words from President Trump. Speaking Sunday at the Kennedy Center, the president said Netflix already has a huge market share. And again, from mom and dad, check some of those Crayola magnet kits that you purchase for the kiddos. U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission applying a recall to something called Bold Colors Glitter Magnetic Building Cube Sets. The magnets are coming out, and you don't want the little ones swallowing those magnets. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. So go to our website, and you'll see the report from Brownsville, 45 minutes to an hour at B&M and Gateway. Also, Los Indios. The Veterans Bridge, about 15 minutes at last check. And headed back to McAllen Mission, Edinburgh, 45 minutes to an hour at all three bridges. News Talk 710 KURV is your station in South Texas for Houston Texan football. The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Texans used their defense to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs last night 20-10. Both teams would start slow offensively, but Houston would settle with a field goal in the first quarter, and Woody Marks would catch the touchdown in the second, which put the Texans up 10-0 at the half. KC would score 10 in the third to keep it close, but Houston's Dare Umbawale would score the go-ahead rushing touchdown to seal the win late in the fourth.
First and goal from the 5, handoff. Dare trying to dance between the tackles, taking it across the goal line. Touchdown, Houston. 5-yard run. Dare Umbawale. The Texans retake the lead on Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium.
The Texans defense gave Patrick Mahomes fits all night by forcing 2 sacks and 3 interceptions. The win improves Houston to 8-5 with their 5th straight win. Jed Nelson, TSN Sports Minute.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Reuters reports the chair of Ben & Jerry's independent board said she has no plans to resign as Unilever pressures her ahead of today's public spinoff of its Magnum ice cream division. Magnum said last month that the chair, Anuradha Mittal, no longer meets the criteria to serve after internal investigations without providing further details. Only a handful of automotive companies are likely to sustain ambitious artificial intelligence investment in the coming years. A new Gartner study says by 2029, just 5% of automakers will maintain strong AI investment growth. This is down from over 95% today. President Trump said he will have a say whether a proposed merger between Netflix and Warner Brothers should go forward, telling reporters the market share of a combined entity could raise concerns. On Friday, news broke that Netflix agreed to buy Warner Brothers Discovery TV, film, studios, and streaming division for $72 billion. Futures are currently mixed. That's Your Money Now.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From our women's hospital at DHR Health, OBGYN, Dr. Roxana Mujevali Solis.
Here at DHR Health, we just approved a new OBGYN residency program by the ACGME. We have our new class of residents. So we have 4 residents right now, and we're going to incorporate them in all aspects of OBGYN training. They will be with us in clinic, labor and delivery, doing surgery alongside us. Residents are fully trained doctors who are doing their specialty in OBGYN. They will be seeing patients, but always under the supervision of an attending, which will be like me.